Hello, friends. Welcome to Yuva Shakti Daily Meditation. Thank you for joining us today. We are a bunch of youngsters here in Pyramid Yuva Shakti. We are conducting these sessions so that every youth like us will benefit a lot through meditation because meditation has given us a lot of personal transformation and made my life or our lives very much far better than what we were. We have benefited a lot from this meditation in every aspect, physically, mentally, socially, either be in education or in career. With this inspiration, we all wanted to share this gift with all you guys so that even you can make your own life better. You don't have to run somewhere. The gift is there inside us. We just have to unwrap it. That's it. So, friends, yesterday we had our friend Prasanna with us. She shared her experience. Her speech was very motivating and inspiring. Those positive words had fed up, and the singing bowl, what she played for us while being in meditation, it gave a very different experience, I could say. The vibrations of the sound that was taking us somewhere deep in meditation. So, friends, today I'm here with you again to share a concept. So, what is today's concept? Every week we are seeing one spiritual concept. Last week we covered about the soul evolution, about what the soul is, why does it come here, how many lifetimes does it take, and in each stage, how it evolves and what kind of experiences it is seeking, what kind of lessons it is learning. All these we had seen in depth, various levels of soul. So this week we will see another concept wherein we will come to know what are the different tempers. Please give me a minute to share the screen with you. So friends, if we see, there are lots of changes which is going on in the world. We would have heard from our grandparents or from our parents saying that we used to travel from here to there and we used to go walk miles and miles. We didn't have a proper transport. And there are so many other changes which is happening technically. There is so much of technological advancement. Earlier, people used to communicate through landlines, but now there is no landlines. That was replaced somewhere by pagers and then with some kind of mobiles. And now we have so many means of communicating with each other. Even when we are in lockdown, we all feel that we are connected and united. It is because we are all speaking and communicating with each other. We are able to present so many things in front of you, on the basis of these kind of webinars and other things what we are conducting, we use so many other technologies. People have felt so difficult to travel from one place to another place in the same city. But then, what had happened? At one point of time, man made a success by landing on the moon. And in each and every field, there is so much of technical development which is going on, scientific development is going on. So the progress is a very huge thing. It has taken a great leap. How come all these have happening? It is because the man keeps thinking everything in a scientific way. So if you have a desire, you can achieve it. You can invent things to achieve the desire, to fulfill the desire. Right from the invention of the wheel, right from the invention of matchstick, everything is going on because of the man keep on thinking about something what he has to achieve. So we all feel so great, isn't it? Because of the technical development, we all feel so much of comfort and luxury in our lives. Every country is sending so many missiles, so many satellites. So the development doesn't stop with the earth. We are thinking even beyond. We keep thinking of what is there in the other planet, whether we can go to Mars, whether the humans can inhabit the Mars. All these are giving a great inspiration, isn't it? How does it happen? It is because the man keeps thinking. This thinking gives him a way, it shows him a path, and how far he can develop more and more. So it is a great boon for us to have so much of technical advancement. So much of revolution is going on technically, scientifically, and we are all part of it. So there is no doubt that this has given us so much of comfort and luxury, isn't it? This is because of the scientific temper, because the man constantly sees how good he can develop a single product, how far he can make it, how simple he could make it, how much more advanced he could make it. This thinking in a scientific way to develop more and more, that is what the scientific temper is. But if you see on the other side, we say that man has developed so much. Once upon a time, we were all living in tribes, in forests. Like we would have heard stories about early man, what he was, what kind of dresses he was wearing, what kind of weapons he was using, and how he used to eat the food, how good he was grooming himself. All this we would have heard. But now, how is the man? We say ourselves as we are very civilized, we are very technologically advanced, we are very developed. But friends, if you think that we are all civilized, what defines this civilization? Just because we have invented so many things around us, just because we are making technological advancement, that does not define that we are very civilized. Because by concentrating and focusing more on the technology and other scientific developments, we have become a part of kind of machines. We keep working so much and so much, we think so much and so much that we have become more of machine and less of spirit. less of love, less of compassion. Because of all the materialistic developments what we are taking, we have lost our focus on the spirituality. We have lost focus on the feelings and emotions, the true essence of human being. Human can be split into two words, hue and man. Hue means divine. A divine man is nothing but called as human. Hue is a very divine word. But now we do not justify to the meaning, to the actual essence. With so much of materialistic development, we all have created a kind of competitive environment. We are not sticking to the righteousness. Because of the materialistic things, we have created so many kinds of emotions like pride, jealousiness, selfishness, possessiveness, adamancy, not sticking to the righteousness. We go off the path. Whatsoever, I need to achieve it. So, what do you do? Should we do it in the right way? Or we can do anything to achieve it? Why does terrorism happen? Why people kill other persons? We say that we are so civilized, but then there are so many cases which is being registered every day in police station. Let it be like uh, killing the person or robbery or kind of rape cases. There are so many cases which is being registered. Why does all this happen? Because man is civilized, then the civilization should show in every aspect of human being, right? So which means we are not morally developed. We are not valuing the positive and the emotions, the compassion, friendship. All these are not fully developed. We have lost our track. We keep thinking about so much about the past or so much about the future. We see the other person next to us. We keep ourselves comparing with our relatives. He has got so much of wealth. I don't have anything. I'm still poor. He owns 4 cars, but I don't even own a scooter. He has bought a land there, but what am I doing? I still live in a rented house. So we keep comparing ourselves with others. We are yearning to do great achievements in this materialistic world. And because of this, we sometimes lose our path and go in wrong ways. That is where the robbery is happening. Terrorism happens because the person feels that his own land is being captured by somebody else or he does not have the right to live there. In the name of religion and other things, we lose our scientific temper, we lose our spiritual temper, we think in other ways. Religion is there for spreading the truth of love. Any religion has a basic principle of love, compassion, unity, harmony. But in the name of religion, there are so many people who are doing terrorism. So, on one hand, we are all saying that we have developed so much, but on the other hand, we do not have the track of where we are going morally. We are so much made up of machine kind of people, but the love and the compassion is going down and down each day. And we kill so many animals in the name of sport, in the name of food. Why is this? If a man is so civilized, if a man is so developed, then that person should take care of all the living beings around him. He should be taking care of this environment. But we are polluting the rivers. We are creating so much of air pollution, noise pollution. Our rivers are so much polluted. Why is it? Because we have given so much of importance to materialistic world, so much importance to money, power, gaining control. So how do you think we can develop ourselves? How do we justify to the meaning the civilization? How can we develop ourselves more morally, more spiritually? We kill animals, we kill birds, we kill fish, we destroy nature. But we call ourselves as superior kingdoms. But the fact is, a person who is superior should take care of the inferior kingdoms. If you observe any animal, it always lives in the present moment and it is so cheerful, so happy. Just by sitting in the nature and observing the plants moving, the tree when the wind comes, how the branches are moving, how each flower is blooming, how the bird sings, how the river flows, how a bird flies. All these, by observing these small, small things, it gives you so much of calmness, so much of happiness. We never saw any animal or a bird crying for the sake of pride, joy, other things. It is only the human who has corrupted the mind in such a way. But these animals are always living in the present very cheerfully, very happily. We should learn a lot from these animals and birds. But instead, we are killing them in the name of sport and food. Only when there is compassion, we can save these people, save this kingdom. We should show our love, respect, compassion to all the living beings, to all the surroundings. So we should not kill any human being. We should not hurt any human being. We should not hurt or kill any animal or bird or fish. Everything is a part of this nature. They have equal rights to live on this earth. So we should extend our friendship and gratitude to all these living beings. Without nature, we are not here. Nature is helping us. Nature is called the mother. It is because it is giving us so much. So, how do you think that we can develop this compassion? Only when we have this compassion temper in us, we can go to this positive attitude. Only then we can help all these living beings. So, in order to develop this compassion temper, what is required? Spiritual temper is required. So, what is spiritual temper? Spiritual temper is filling ourselves with more of love, seeing everything in a spiritual way. It is having more of compassion and less of materialistic. We always take the advantage of the scientific developments, but at the same time, we should balance our compassion. We should balance the spiritual part and the materialistic part. Spirituality does not mean that we hate this society just because the society is doing so much of injustice to everything. We run away and then sit in Himalayas and then meditate. That is not going to help. We have to be here, stay in this society. We have to be an inspiration to the other person. The more you meditate, the more spiritual temper you will be developing. With this spiritual temper, so much of compassion you will be developing. Because of this compassion, everything gets solved. If you really want a good wealth or a good peace of mind, everything should be in the proper way, then what is required? A spiritual temper is required because every change starts from inside. Once the change has started from inside, it goes like ripples. If you throw a stone on a lake, that stone when it falls on the lake, it will start forming ripples. Those ripples will start spreading wide and wide. The same thing happens. When you start developing spiritual temper, the change starts from inside you. And this change, it forms ripples and it starts spreading outside. It will start spreading outward to everything. That will become a huge wave and you will be a part of this huge spiritual revelation which is going on now. We all think we are advanced so much in medicine, but we are not able to find a proper medicine for cancer, a proper medicine for this COVID, what we are facing now. But there are lots and lots of people, even meditators, who have been affected by COVID, but still they have meditated and come out of it easily. How does it happen? If you develop a spiritual scientific temper, then you will be able to understand it. So, what is the spiritual temper telling us? We should become more spiritually aware from inside, and in outside, we have to become more socially responsible. Take care of everything which is around you, because everything around you is a living thing. There is no non living things here. Everything has a life, everything has a spirit, and we have to respect the other person, the other living being. That is what the spiritual temper is. So, how do you think the spiritual temper can be developed? It can be developed only when you combine the spiritual and the scientific tempers together. So, what is the spiritual scientific temper? We saw spiritual temper and we saw scientific temper. Scientific temper is because you're questioning everything which is outside of you, that you have started developing so many things, so many inventions have happened. And because you are spiritually tempered, what has happened? You are balancing yourself. You are balancing materiality and the spirituality. You have become more lovable person, a more positive person, more compassionate person. But in order to develop the spiritual temper, you have to combine these two. So when you combine, what happens? Instead of questioning something which is outside of you, instead of developing something which is outside of you will start questioning yourself. You will be questioning like, who am I? Where have I come from? Why am I here? What am I doing here? What kind of words am I speaking? What kind of thoughts I am releasing? How is my thinking going on? What is this body? Whether am I a body? Whether I am a mind? Or is there somebody who is inside? When I am in meditation, I get so many thoughts and I sit and observe it. So long I was thinking, I was this mind. But there is somebody who is behind this mind and observing all these thoughts. Which means I am not this mind and I am not this body. So I am something which is there, who is there inside this. So when you start posing all these kind of questions to yourself, you will start getting the truth. You will start getting the answers. We all believe that this life is the only life. When you are so much in scientific temper and you do not have the spirituality, then you will not be able to believe anything. You will have a pride, you will have an ego to accept anything. If you see, there are few doctors, they are very renowned doctors, and they say, like, a person, there are certain experiences of spiritual meditators here in this society who have cured themselves of even a deadly disease. Even they have fought with cancer without much medicines, with lots of meditation. Even in the third or fourth stage of cancer, they have meditated a lot and they have done so much of practice and they have recovered completely. They are living so beautifully now. Doctors have been proved false. Doctors have given report. Doctors have given a statement saying that you will not live longer. But these people have meditated. So this doctor, if he is having this spiritual scientific temper, what does he do? He will have a question like, how come a person who is at very serious level of disease, how is he recovering? How is he getting healed? That too with no medicines. How does it happen? So when he starts questioning, he will start developing a scientific temper. But instead, if he is having an ego that science has given him all things and there is nothing beyond the science and science is ruling the world, if he has these kind of thoughts and does not accept what has happened, then he hasn't developed a spiritual temper and he has lost his way towards truth. You have to leave the ego, leave the pride. You may be thinking like you are the great person. I am so and so. I am holding so many degrees. I am a doctorate in such a thing. And I have invented so many things. I am a great scientist who has produced a lot, who has contributed a lot to this scientific world. All these can be there. But if you do not add spirituality to it, then you will just remain as any other person. You haven't gone deep inside yourself. You are exploring so much outside. The same exploration should happen even inside. Our focus should also turn towards our inner selves. So, how does this happen? Again, the root is there in meditation. Meditation is the only tool which is helping you to go towards your inner self. It will change your focus. It will show you how deep it is there and how far the journey is. How much is there to learn? People who call themselves as scientists, they do not believe on past life. They need proof for everything. There is so much of investigation happening like what is Bermuda Triangle? How does everything get so much attracted inside it and everything gets disappeared? And how is this great Giza pyramid being built? Whether it is man-made or is there any other equipment which they have used? Because that structure, the pyramid structure in Giza, it was built long back. So we people say that we are so scientifically developed now that we do not have any kind of equipments to make this single block to reach to that height. How does it how it would have happened so many years ago? It is still a question mark. We do not have answers for few things. But all these were possible because people were spiritually developed at that point of time. That civilization which was there, they had so many contacts with other star systems, with other galactic systems. Everybody had a great collaboration. It was not just built with man-made things. Mind has got so much of power. With mind, people can do anything. What could not be found by scientists till date had been explored by rishis and yogis long back by just sitting in meditation. It is because everything in this outside world is nothing but a reflection of the inner. So if you go towards your inner, the roots are there. From the roots come the plant. So the every branch or the every leaf, what you see, if you draw to the base, it will again go stand in the root. So where is this root? The roots are there in this meditation, in the spirituality. Once you start meditating, you will be exploring yourself. You will start getting the truth revealed. That's how you will sense it. So any person who questions himself, questions everything with the scientific temper, instead of just seeing it like something which is happening, or just or blindly believing only the science which you see, the materialistic science, then you are not a scientist. A scientist is a person who keeps analyzing everything. He wants to understand the science behind it. So many experiments are happening with the pyramid. We had our friends saying like they had kept a vegetable inside the pyramid and the same vegetable they had kept outside the pyramid. The one which stayed inside the pyramid was remaining fresh for a longer period. The one kept outside was rotting. How does it happen? We see the pyramid just like a structure. How can a four-sided structure do that? It is because there is a science behind it. This four-sided geometrical structure is designed in such a way that it can receive and store the energy. Pyramids are storehouses of energy. Because of which the vegetable which is kept inside the pyramid is staying so fresh. When it can make wonders for the vegetable, it can make so much of wonders to ourselves also. So when you sit in meditation inside the pyramid or by wearing a pyramid cap, you will feel the same energy. Pyramid energy gives a great healing to you. We feel like a person is doing so many good things, but still he is suffering with a deadly disease. Why is it so? We all blame God, saying that God has written his fate in such a way. Because of God, the person is in a helpless situation. Even though he's a very good person, he is still suffering with so many problems. Why has God given him so many problems? But if you have the scientific temper, the spiritual scientific temper, you will be able to understand that problems do come to everyone, and everybody comes here with a load of lessons. Lessons does not mean that you sit here and somebody teaches you. It is always happening like a practical session. You take up all these things because you want to experiment. From these experiments, you will start experiencing, and that will give you the enlightenment. So you have chosen everything for your own selves. A person who has done something bad, or he has some kind of negative or bad karmas, if not in this lifetime, in some other lifetimes, that will start coming here because you have to face it. I read an experience of a person. This person has a very uh, gifted quality of listening and communicating with the nature. When he sits on the river bay and then observe the nature, the tree starts speaking to him, the birds start speaking to him, the river starts speaking to him, the pebbles, the rock, the mountain. Everything starts speaking to him. He communicates with them. How does it happen? But he feels so afraid to express it to other persons. He feels that he will be killed if he expresses it outside. But once what had happened, he had a great rush inside himself that he need to pen down and then write everything what he feels, the messages what this nature is giving to him. They communicate so many things and they give that person so much of wisdom. And what had happened was when he was in a deep sleep, he was taken to some other lifetime. In that vision, he saw himself being killed by people for expressing this. At that point of time, when he had lived in that lifetime, people were not open minded. They had a kind of false belief that if you start communicating with all this kind of mountain, nature, everything, then it is something like a black magic. So that person was killed in that lifetime. And that fear was still there inside his mind, inside his subconscious mind. This subconscious mind has a memory of everything which is happening in so many lifetimes. And he was not able to overcome that fear. And now, when he had seen all those visions, now he started understanding like what is the reason for the fear and what is the purpose of this lifetime and what he should be doing. That is when he started getting inspired and then started writing whatever he felt, whatever the nature was communicating to him. And now he was accepted. Time changes, but how could he overcome? Because he had seen one of his past lifetime which had the solution for the fear which he was having now. So when you see with limited purview that this is the only lifetime, you will not be able to understand it. But once you start meditating, once you develop a spiritual scientific temper, your perception grows, it expands. You will be able to view everything in a wider way. Then you will start understanding the reason behind everything. Why is this person behaving so oddly? Why is this person running behind power, running behind competition? It is because he is in a soul level where his lessons are to learn about the power, about the materialistic things, how to excel in it. So one day when you develop the spiritual scientific temper, you will be able to see the things as they are. There are so many different dimensions for each and every truth. If you do not have a spiritual scientific temper, then you will be able to see it with only one dimension. But when you start meditating, you will start developing a spiritual scientific temper and your perception expands. You will be able to see it from all the different dimensions, all the different angles. You will be able to come to a good conclusion and you will start understanding that you should not judge anybody. You should not comment about anybody. You should not backbite. You should not speak gossips. You should start developing compassion, friendship, understanding. So the roots are always in meditation. A person who is meditating will start developing a spiritual temper. And once he has this spiritual temper and he has this kind of questioning and analyzing, understanding everything in a scientific way, that person is called a spiritual scientist. And this spiritual scientist will develop a spiritual scientific temper. With this comes the compassion temper. So that is what the journey is. So we all again go back to the roots, and the roots are there in meditation. So if you think like this meditation is only for you to help with your studies or help with your health or help with balancing your work-life balances or just to give you a calm peace mind, let me tell you this meditation has got everything. It is there to give you everything what you want. There is a wider scope. so much of benefits because of meditation. You will start journeying more and more to your inner self. That is where your true self is. So, friends, hope you all understood what the spiritual scientific temper and what are the different tempers and how you will start developing it. Thank you so much for listening. So, friends, let us meditate for a while. Let me play a nice music. Along with the music, we will start meditating. For people who are new to meditation, we have to clasp our hands, cross our feet, close our eyes, and start observing the normal and natural breathing. Only when you start observing the breath, you will be able to get rid of all the thoughts. Sit very comfortably. Friends, let us place both the hands on our eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly remove your hands from your eyes and relax yourselves. So big clap for ourselves for doing meditation every day. Constant practice is a must for achieving anything. That's the reason we are having this 41 days as a cycle. When we start experimenting with meditation in this 41 days, we will be able to experience many things. A regular practice, just like the way we brush our teeth, we take a bath, we eat our food on time, the same way meditation should form part of a daily routine. A small amount of time for meditation is a must because managing your soul is as important as managing your body. Meditation, the energy, cosmic energy, what you receive through meditation is the food for the soul. So, friends, yes, Nishita, can you share the music played today? Sure, Nishita, we will share the link in the group. So, friends, let us meet again tomorrow, the same time, 7:30, with another master in front of us who will share their experience. Thank you for joining us.